beautiful afternoon here in London, and I'm in an example of a mini estate. Okay, this particular estate is sitting on about 2-acre property. I'm going to show you around very soon. About 2-acre property, and you'll have not less than 500 units. Probably have almost 1,000 units. And I want to share with you in this video how to own a mini estate and how a mini estate looks like when it's eventually developed. Okay, I'd like you to share this video at least 10 times on Facebook, on WhatsApp, on LinkedIn. Remember, what I do is teach you how to build wealth. I've done it for myself, and I'm mentoring as many people who are hungry to do the same. I was born in penury, poverty. Started our company with just $10, and I've grown it to hundreds of millions of dollars, and very soon we're going to be hitting billions of dollars in sales as a company, and our worth as well. So sharing with you practically how to build wealth in the real estate sector is what I specialize in. I'm known as Africa's most influential investment coach. I'm Dr. Stephen Akintayo, live from London. So as you're joining me, tell me your name, your city, and remember, share this video at least 10 times. So this land is sitting on about 2-acre property. Now there are 3 major stakeholders on this land. So there is the freeholder. Everybody type freeholder. Okay, can you type the freeholder? Or now the free landholder is the owner of the land for life. Okay, this person owns this land for life. Okay, in this particular case we don't know who the person is, but he owns this land for life. Now the second person is the leaseholder. Usually leaseholders are often developers. Okay, everybody say leaseholder. They are usually developers who come to meet the freeholder for what we call a joint venture. Okay, can you type joint venture? So they come meet the original holder for a joint venture, and the goal is to say, hey, you own this land. You may not have the money to build on it. We will use our money to build. Okay, and there are 2 usual models. Either we use our money to build and we'll keep it for 30 years, take the rent for 30 years, for 50 years, for whatever years. It depends on the negotiation, right? And then you own the property for the rest of your life. The second model of joint venture you have is a situation where you say, okay, I'm going to build 500 units or 1,000 units. Like this is almost 1,000 units, housing unit in between this entire property of over 2 acres, right? And you say, I will take, if I'm building 1,000 units, I will take 700 units. You the freeholder, you keep 300. Or I will take 600 units. You the free leaseholder, you take what? You take 400 units. So those are some types of the negotiation. So the joint venture developer, and who is now the leaseholder in some cases, will then use his money and build this development you're seeing. Okay, he will use his money and build this development, and boom, the person who is the original, okay, the freeholder, becomes super stupendously rich. Okay, just because he initially owned the land that they are building all these houses on. The third, stakeholder in a mini estate like this is the tenants. Okay, the tenants. The tenant is the cash cow of real estate deals like this. Everybody type cash cow. The tenant is the cash cow. And this is the reason why I did a video one time on TikTok, and I said, the reason why landlords make money in their sleep is because tenants go to work for them. The reason why landlords make money in their sleep is because tenants go to work for them. So when you are the tenant You are the cash cow. You keep bringing money for those who were smart enough years ago to buy a land like this, right? Instead of buying a plot, instead of buying 2 plots, they bought 1 acre. For in the case of this example, the person bought almost 10 acres, right? All this is still part of this property, all this. So what they did is that the front part, they use it for commercial, the back part, they use it for residential. And the initial person who bought this land, who is the freeholder of this land, is stinkingly rich, and is passing on that wealth to his children's children from one generation to the other if he knows how to manage the wealth. So when we are saying own a mini estate, what we are saying is that come and buy a large portion of land. You can buy it as a land banker. Now imagine when they bought this land where they build these houses, right? London is over 1,900 years old. Okay, London is over 1,900 years old. Yeah, London. So imagine the initial freeholder, the first person to buy this soil, this land. Okay, and by the way, this is High Street, Kensington. Imagine the first person to be the freeholder of this land. This is probably 1,000 years ago, 2,000 years ago. Now, the initial person, when they were buying this land, this is just, by the way, this was years, centuries ago, and that means that it wasn't developed like this. Okay? The first holder was a land banker. Everybody say land banker. Okay? What's the concept of land banking? It's the process of aggregating land for the purpose of development, or investment. So the initial free holder of this land bought it years ago. Okay? Years ago. And what did he do? He decided to keep it for some years, and then probably sold it to the second person, to the third person, to the fifth person. Well, finally, there's the person who eventually got the developer that built this massive unit. This is over 1,000 unit houses. Okay? And this is a mini estate sitting on barely 5 acres, but not up to 10 acres. This is definitely not up to 10 acres. But the units of houses here is over 1,000, and money is just coming in for the owners. Now, who wants to own something like this? If you want to own something like this, tell me, I want to own this. Come on, talk to me. However, the concept here, and this is very, very important, is that you cannot wish something like this. And many of you cannot afford this. This is London. Okay? To buy this entire mini estate. And by the way, they sell things like this in London, where you have apartments, okay, that have 500 units. They sell in the US as well. Commercial real estate. You buy 1,000 units, buy 50. That's what my mentor, Grant Cardone, does, right? You buy deals like this, 400 million pounds, 200 million pounds, 500 million pounds, right? And because of the liquidity it generates, there's cash flow coming in, okay? All those tenants are paying you money every day. So imagine you buy a land right now in Nigeria, okay? And then you buy 10 acres in a place that is not yet developed, okay? And you're buying it, let's even say you're buying for 200 million, and they give you opportunity to pay for 1 year. And you leave such a land for 10 years. 10 years later, and then you get a joint venture because the place has developed. You get a partner, and then the partner builds housing unit like this, and you decide to share the units together. Imagine the kind of wealth you are not just going to enjoy in your lifetime, but you're also living for the next generation. You're living for the children's children. This is still part of this mini estate. All these things I'm showing you is still part of this mini estate. Okay? Still part of this mini estate. There's, of course, an empty land in front of this mini estate here. There's an empty land here in front of this mini estate. And they decided to do road around the entire place. So you still have an empty land here, as you can see. Maybe they'll build on it soon. Has some valley down, as you can see. Okay, but this is the back side of this mini estate, and you have over 1,000. I think this is over 1,000 housing, but not less than 1,000. I didn't know it was even this big, right? Very massive, and you have you have even gardens for the residents to, with their kids to play and have a great time. So this is how to do real estate. Think big. Everybody say think big. Everybody type think big, think big. One of the biggest mistakes we do when we do real estate is not thinking big. I've seen several people do real estate business and they're not thinking big. They're not thinking, how do I do real estate in a big way? How do I invest in real estate and buy bulk instead of just buying small, right? I can buy something massive, and if you're really serious about real estate investment, you don't think big. Don't think small, right? Because if you think usually the same amount of effort that you used to do it small is almost the same amount of effort you need to do it big, right? Oftentimes the effort is the same. The same effort you need to put into small real estate deals is the same effort you need to put into what? Big real estate deals. So be smart, be creative, be willing to partner. Of course, you can't do it alone. You need to work with different partners. And for us at GTEX Homes, what we're preaching now is mini estates. Everybody type mini estate. We're working with many of you to start saying, how do we help you own? Now, the biggest problem oftentimes when you're buying property in Africa is omonile. How many of you agree with me? You're having omonile issue. In other words, you're having native landowners threatening you with all manner. Now, that's what we have then mastered. We're able to help you secure the land, provide security, fence it round, okay, the entire estate. So we usually buy 500 acre, 100 acre, 50 acre, 100 acre, right, large piece of land. And now we're moving to even doing cities where it's even running to 500 or more than 1,000 acres. And then you can buy 1 acre, you can buy 10 acre, you can buy 5 acre, and gradually what you want to start doing as a smart investor is that's your 1 acre or your 2 acre, you leave it for 5-10 years. 5-10 years, even if you don't have the money to develop your mini estate, you can then do a joint venture with a developer. And why will a developer want to do that with you? Because that location you are buying will have gone up. Remember, in real estate, location is king. Everybody type location. Everybody, come on. Type location. So the same way, the reason why the developer that partner with the freehold owner of this land, okay, the reason why the developer did it is because this is Kensington High Street, right? One of the most developed and most expensive part of London. So the same way when GTEX is buying property, we're buying in the right locations. We understand how to buy the right location that is developing, that has potential to become hot cake, and then you are able to buy it early and you leave it for a few years, and then boom, right, you've struck gold. This is how to build wealth. This is how I've done it. This is how I'm still doing it, okay? And the model continues that way. Even outside Nigeria, it's still the same model, okay? In Dallas, it's still the same model, okay? Here in the UK, same model. In Dubai, same model. Do bulk, do big, right? And then over time, you can then think of how to develop it. Don't rush into the development. Let the land grow, because what appreciates when it comes to real estate is the land. Houses don't appreciate in value. It's the land that appreciates in value. So you want to be the one to own the dirt. You want to be the one to own the land. Own the land, because the money is in the land. The value is in the land. Not the building. It's in the land. It's the land that appreciates. It's the land that goes higher. Everybody type, I'm going to own the land. Come on, guys. Talk to me. I love your energy. I love active energy. Everybody type, I'm going to own the land. So the real estate money is in the land. Real estate money is in the land, because houses always depreciate in value. Okay? Houses always depreciate in value. Look at this now. this particular mini estate. See how beautiful it is, see how new it is. Opposite it, okay, is another property, but it's old. Look at it, opposite here. Opposite here, you're seeing this property. This is probably over 50-year-old or 100-year-old. Opposite this. Okay, so what really appreciates here is not, the house, is the land. So why are there still beautiful? You can see there's Costco, there's Hilton here, because of the location. Even though the building itself is old, but they love the location. Look at this other one here. It's more new than the other one, right? What's going on? So it's more new than the other one. Did you get value today, guys? If you got value, type I got value, I got value. Guys, if you got value, type I got value, I got value. Talk to me, guys. Don't just look at me. Don't look at me like that. Did you get value? Have you learned something? Okay? Have you learned something? If you learned something, type I learned something, I got value, I got value. Come on. If you learned something, type I learned something, I got value, I got value. Talk to me, guys. If you learned something, type I learned something, I got value, I got value. I'm not seeing your comments. Is it me? Oh, beautiful. So, okay, I can see a lot of you say you got value, you got value. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So how many of you are going to buy, have made up your mind you're going to own a mini estate? Okay? If you're interested in owning a mini estate, type I want to own a mini estate. Come on, guys. I want to see your comment. If you're interested in owning a mini estate, type mini estate. Okay? If you're interested in owning a mini estate, type I'm going to own a mini estate. Okay? You are more any land, right? Where I come from, the word says that as you decree it, it becomes your portion. Right? Your tongue has to be used and engaged to decree the things that you want to see in your life. So understand and leverage on your tongue, declare it, say what you want to see, speak it. I want to own my own mini estate. I want to own my own mini estate. I can do it. I can have it. And then so you see it. So I'm going to take a few questions from you guys. If you have questions for me on how to own a mini estate, please let me know. So, but I've done a good job today to teach you, show you a sample of one. Sometimes when we're still at the phase of land banking and we're talking of mini estates, well, this is the entire look from the front, right? Can you see? All this is part of it that goes way to the back, right? So I've shown you a sample of how a mini estate can look like. This is how many stories? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is like an 8-story mini estate here in London, heart of London, Kensington, and you can see how beautiful it is. And so you now see an example. Whenever we talk about owning a mini estate, that you can start with a land banking, to buy the dirt, buy the land, have a good image and good vision, a good plan of how you eventually, okay, or how the estate will look like when it's fully developed. And then over time, the estate becomes fully developed. Feel free, guys, to chat, ask me any question if you have. And remember, share this video as many times as you can. Share. Hit the share button and get as many people as possible. I love to teach. I love to share knowledge. I love to mentor. And I'm glad that you've learned a thing or two from this live show. So let me see. Do you have questions for me? If you have questions, just type your question. I'm going to ask you joining me from. Okay, well, you may be wondering what am I looking at. I'm looking at a construction site. I love seeing construction. So this is Olympia National Entrance. You can see a massive construction going on here. I love moving around construction sites and seeing, you know, I want to build massive skyscrapers, build massive everywhere in the world. So I love to, and it's a powerful principle. It's called law of attraction. Whatever it is you're trying to do and you desire to do, always move around places where it's happening. It enters your mind, it enters your subconscious. Okay, it's how you attract wealth. So for example, you want to own a mini estate, it doesn't start with you buying it. It starts with you, you know, chewing all the videos Dr. Stephen has ever done on mini estates. Just watch all of them. Just let your mind, because whatever your mind conceive, you will achieve. Let me say that again. Whatever your mind can conceive, you will achieve. So wealth begins from conception, right? You have to, get the concept first, and then it's a matter of time. Then it becomes achieved. It becomes realized. But the conception is the toughest part. But that's the beginning of wealth creation. You start with a concept. So you can see again what we keep talking about. For those of you who are my real estate student, for those of you who are attending my real estate coaching program, I always told you that one of the things to use to know a good location for land banking is what? Transportation. Okay, transportation is one of the strategies to use to know land banking. So here, you wonder why that mini estate was situated here. You know why? This is the train line. Can you see? The Kensington Olympia train line. So meaning, for people who live in that mini estate I just showed you, okay, they will just drop from the train here and just walk to their house. So because that land is close to the Kensington Olympia train line, okay, the value of the property, boom, goes up, because nearness to transportation facility is part of how you locate or how you understand a good location that is good for land banking. So people always tell me, Dr. How do I know a good location for land banking? How do I know a good location to buy? Right? This train station is one of the reasons, and it's being reconstructed right now. Okay, so every land close to this train station is gold. So when you want to do land banking, you're looking, we just launched White House Monia. Why did we buy that land? Okay, White House Monia is close to the what? To the train station in Ibadan. The train station in Ibadan is in Monia. Okay, there's a dry port in that same location as well. And there's even a proposed, there's business district, there's a district line coming in terms of road. So because of all this, infrastructure, we decided to, buy massive estate there, and we launched it. We did our location this Saturday, and we just even played the video for you. So are you learning, guys? Come on, don't look at me. Just tell me if you're getting value. Are you learning? So any property close to the train station, right? Once any real estate close to the train station, the value goes up. Any property close to the express road, that's why every property we buy, we try to make sure they are on the third road, or 300, 200, 400 meters from the third road, so that we then do interlocking straight to the third road, and we up the value almost at the same as the third road. Okay, are you learning? If you are learning, type I'm learning. I'm still waiting for you guys. If you have questions for me, feel free to ask. I'm still waiting to get your questions. I'm just doing my evening work, and I decided to bring this training on showing you a sample mini estate. Okay, so you can see how it look like. How many of you are in London, by the way? If you're in London, type I'm in London. If you're in London, type I'm in London. Okay, you don't want to miss the Global Wealth Festival London. It's taking place this coming Saturday, 17th of September. Conference start 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Dinner is 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Okay, the Queen burial has made it that this coming Monday is a banker's holiday. And so you have no pressure of saying, oh, it's a holiday this Saturday, Sunday, and Monday coming. So you have a long holiday and you can create time to come and empower your mind, okay, and change your mind, because wealth creation begins with the mind. If you can sit down, okay, and have a mental intercourse with those who have succeeded, you're on your way to success, because you are going to be you will conceive that day. Oh, I promise you. Okay, if you want to become wealthy, you need to have a mental intercourse with those who are wealthy, and your conception starts. And it's a matter of time. You're going to give back to a bouncing wealth. You're going to give back to wealth. So, for those of you watching me, you want to go to Global Wealth Festival, globalwealthfestival.com, and get your ticket, or go to Eventbrite and get your ticket, and you have a 30% discount. Okay, Global Wealth Festival. The 30% discount ends today or so, I'm not sure, but I think it's ending soon. That was the way some of you missed the 50% discount that ended already. Okay, so go to the website globalwealthfestival.com. Okay, use the coupon code London, and you'll be part of that. I'm going to be sharing with you at the event how I started with just $10. I wasn't from a rich home, okay, and I've built an empire, across the globe. And you can do the same, you can do the same. You can do the same. You just need to follow the rules that we have used. I always tell people success leaves clue, right? Just look for those who have done it, follow their principles, and you're your way there. Some of you are in London. If you're in London, type I'm in London. Also, for those of you who are not in London, the event is global. It's going to be streamed live. So even if you're not in London, you can attend the event virtually. Okay, so you can sign up and click the virtual option, buy the virtual option ticket, and you're on your way to learning and changing your life forever. Okay, forever and ever. Oh, I can see Jerus Firi is in London. Jerus, how are you? I hope you're coming. Who else is in London and is coming? MJ says I'm in London. MJ. Okay, good. So I will do you guys something good. For all of you watching me live right now, don't come back to me later. Only those of you who are watching, go and send me a DM at Dr. S. Akintayo on Instagram. I will give you a further discount for the event. Okay, for those of you who are live here right now. Now, if you watch this 2 hours later, 1 day later, this does not apply to you. This is only for those of you who are watching me live right now, and you're currently in London, and you are willing to come. Send me a DM on Instagram, not here. Go to my Instagram at Dr. S. No, my Instagram is Stephen Akintayo, one word. So go to my Instagram, Stephen Akintayo, one word. Is a verified handle. It has a blue tick. Send me a DM. Just say, hey, I watch you live on Facebook, and you ask me to send you a DM. I'll give you a further discount that is more than the 30% discount. But you have to the rule is you have to take advantage of it right away. So if I give you that exceptional opportunity, go and use it immediately. So for all of you who are in London right now, this only apply for those of you who are coming for the physical event, right? If you're attending virtually, just go, use the coupon code and get your 30% discount. But for those of you who want to come physically, you want to attend physically, okay, send me a DM on Instagram, right? at Stephen Akintayo on Instagram. Send me a DM right now and let me know. I'll give you a further discount. I will not disclose it in public, what further discount I'll give you, but I'll give you a further discount and you'll be able to get your ticket right now. I promise you it's going to be a life-changing experience. I'll be sharing with you how I started my business with just $10. And we're in 4 continents of the world in 14 years. It wasn't easy. Okay, and we built assets running to hundreds of millions, particularly in real estate industry. And I wasn't born rich. I wasn't from a rich home. And trust me, I know what poverty is. And that's why I hate poverty. And I don't even wish my enemy to be poor. Okay, and I don't want poverty even on my enemies. I don't even want my enemies to be poor. If I have a joke, that if your enemies are rich, they won't have your time. The reason why some people hate you is because they are poor. Poverty creates idleness. Okay, when people are poor, they hate much, right? I don't even have, because it takes idleness. Poverty and idleness work together. Okay, and it is when you are idle, you ruminate, you think over what somebody did against you, the wickedness and all of that, and then the hatred continues to grow. When your enemies are rich, okay, they will not have your time. Okay, they will not, and so you will live a good life. Okay, you will live a good life. That's why in this part of the world, people are fighting each other, yet they will go have a cup of tea with their lawyer. Okay, and the lawyer, prepared the contract and everybody signs and we move on, even though we're enemies. Okay, but in Africa where there's so much poverty, you see people wish their enemy dead. They are willing to poison the enemy if possible. So you have too much enemy because you're poor, or your enemies are poor. So I don't even want poverty on my enemy. And when you look at the cost of living crisis right now, even in Europe, even here in London, energy crisis, what people are having to pay for energy because of Ukraine war is crazy. What people are having to pay for rent. Here in London, people struggle to pay for rent because what you're earning versus what you need to pay to live in a decent accommodation is ridiculous. Okay? But guess what? Why be a tenant when you can own it? Why? Why be a tenant when you can own it? I say this a lot to many people who just want to be agents. Don't be an agent. Own it. Own it. Okay? Invest in owning. And it's not difficult to own properties in this part of the world. Okay? They've made sure it's a lot easier. And you're going to be learning a lot more than that. A lot of property experts are part of the panelists. You're going to be meeting great speakers at the event. It's a life-changing conference. Your life will never remain the same. Guaranteed. It will never remain the same. It will never remain the same. So I look forward to seeing you this Saturday. Okay? Here in London or virtually. Don't miss it. Tell your enemies, tell your friends, tell everybody. The Global Wealth Festival London is a must for every single one. Dele Momodu is flying down from Nigeria for this event. This man started with about £20,000 Ovation magazine, right? In fact, CNN had to sign with him to use his pictures when Queen of England visited Nigeria, because he's the only one that had a good record, with the good images of the Queen when she visited Nigeria. Okay, but that business is a global business that documents wealthiest people in the world. That business started with just £20,000. How he did it is going to be telling you. Okay, Daniel Moses is going to be sharing with you. I was an Uber driver here in London. Uber driver. And today he owns over £7 million worth of real estate. And he owns them free. He's going to be sharing with his secret how he owns over £7 million worth of real estate for free here in the UK. And he started as an Uber driver. So what's your excuse, ladies and gentlemen? What is your excuse for not building wealth and for not becoming rich? You have no excuse, ladies and gentlemen. You have none. None. Right? You're going to be meeting Alexandra Musu. This guy invented, the ringtone. Before now, when GSM came out, the tone you hear is just tan 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 tan, like a piano sound. If you can hear me type, I can hear you. Guys, come on, talk to me. If you can hear me type, I can hear you. If you can hear me type, I can hear you. So the concept of being able to play, when people call you, they hear Kiss Daniel's song, Buga, or they hear Davido's song, right? Assurance and all those stuff, started by this gentleman called Alexandra Musu. Okay, he started it. He's in Guinness Book of Record for the most expensive suit in the world, right? I think also for the most expensive phone, gold-plated phones, right? This guy built wealth here in the United Kingdom. With all the racism, with all the challenges, he became wealthy here. And he's going to be sharing with you how he made it, what he did, the principle that got him there. And we have several other speakers. We have Pastor Toby, who is also going to be sharing with you how he's taking people out of drugs, taking young people out of crime, and helping them to become entrepreneurs and building businesses for them. He will share. You can ask him questions. Even if you disagree with him, you have an opportunity to ask him. I disagree with you on this. I heard this about you. And I was sharing with somebody who was telling me, why bring Pastor Toby? I said, look, in Africa, our culture, we've lost them. In Africa, we were majorly hunters, farmers and hunters. So you come back to the village and you bring the largest animal ever hunted. What do the elders do? They will create like the Tales by Moonlight. Everybody sits down and then they ask you a question, young man, how were you able to kill the biggest animal? And then you explain the process to the elders. If you can hear me type, I can hear you guys. Someone say you can't hear me. Maybe it's his network. If you can hear me type, I can hear you. Okay? So you explain to everybody in the village the principles you use to catch the biggest, animal ever, to hunt down the biggest animal. So for me, we need to get back to that root rather than hating people or judging based on what you hear. Why not meet them and ask them, how did you do it? Tell me your principles. Tell me your story. Tell me how you did it. And that's what the Global Wealth Festival is about. It's about people coming to share how they made it legitimately and you being able to ask them tough questions. Because you see, the richest people in Africa don't write books. They don't attend seminars. They don't teach. They don't pass on the knowledge of how they made it. The Queen of England just died. See how she's mentored King Charles III for over 70 years. He's been mentored. He's been prepared for this day when his mother will die. That's how the whites have been able to pass on wealth from one generation to the other. Ladies and gentlemen, are you aware that the Queen of England owns 6.6 billion acres of properties all over the world? If you are aware, type I'm aware. If you are not aware, type I'm not aware. By the way, I'm going to do a video on this either today or tomorrow. How the Queen of England owns 6.6 billion acres of property. She also has another extra $750 million tax-free that's going to be passed on to King Charles. Hey, Africans, we need to learn how to build wealth. And we need to learn how to transfer that wealth from one generation to the other. We need to learn how to train our children not to squander the wealth, not to throw it away, but that the wealth begin to grow and expand and increase from one generation to the other. That is what we need to do. And if we hate racism, if we hate all of that we've heard and all we've seen, and all the stigmatization and stereotypes, okay, we must understand that it is the person with the buba, with the ego, with the money, with the owo, with the kudi, right, that has the power to change things. We cannot change Jack with poverty. We cannot change the world without resources, without wealth, without money. Okay, if you own this estate now, okay, this mini estate I just showed you, can the tenant become racist to you when you are the owner? Okay, he will look for a new house. Okay, if you own this mini estate I just showed you, can the tenant become a racist to you when you are the owner? Right? Except he has a new house he's moving to. So when we are serious about ending stigmatization among Africans and black people, people of color, we should also add teaching people of color how to make money. We should also add teaching people of color how to build wealth. We should also add teaching people of color how to, transfer wealth from one generation to the other. We should be passionate about that. Not just sensational talks and sensationalizing conversations. We need to think deeper and think of how wealth can move on from one generation to the other, ladies and gentlemen. How many of you are excited seeing me? First of all, how many of you are excited? Because I'm excited seeing myself. Okay? I'm excited seeing myself, and I'm excited being able to come here and share out of my wealth of knowledge with you guys. And I hope you don't just listen. I hope you do something about it. I hope you take action. I hope you make a decision, because knowledge does not make you richer. Okay? It is knowledge that you act on that makes you wealthy. It is knowledge that it is the action that builds wealth. Thank you so much, Prophet Joshua. It says, so happy to see you. Thank you. I'm happy to see you to see you as well, right? Thank you, everybody. I love you all. And I want to thank you so much for watching this episode of my live broadcast. Make moves. Attend the Global Wealth Festival London. I cannot wait to see you all. I love you all. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.